I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
All right, what's up, everybody?
Woo! Hello,
I'm
hello.
gonna act like I can hear the music right now. So we're just gonna dance like we hear the music. Come on, everybody, give me that shimmy.
I can hear that.
Dun, dun, dun. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Schitt's Creek after show. We're still here. The coronavirus is out there, but we're still here bringing you the latest on Schitt's Creek. We had a great episode today, but I want to go ahead and introduce my panel live from their homes. Give it up if he's not talking about Schitt's Creek on here. He's talking about it on his Instagram. The fabulous Loren Kling.
Hello, everybody.
Awesome. And she comes from a small town, just like Schitt's Creek. Give it up for Megan Gallagher.
Woo woo.
What's up, everybody? And my name is Rachel Swindler, lover of all things sitcom TV. So excited to be able to still broadcast here with you guys and talk about this amazing episode. And I love this episode. We have a lot to come, though. We've got our news and gossip. We've got our superlatives. So stay tuned, guys. We've got a lot of greatness coming in the latter half of the episode. But I want to go ahead and get in our overall thoughts of the episode. I personally thought this was one of the best episodes of the season. I really enjoyed it. Loren, what did you think?
I agree. It was a great episode. It was touching. The escape room was fun. We got to see David freak out, Patrick act like a goofy kid, and then we got a little more insight from Alexis, and oh my God, what a final moment with her and her brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I also loved it. I thought that the bachelor party was so funny, and who wouldn't want their parents and their future partner and their sisters, like a family bachelor party all built into one. I also love just the insight into just the whole family dynamic and the possibilities of the motel and the future investments towards the end, and what's going to happen with Schitt's Creek, and is there going to be a huge shift financially?
Yeah, I mean, we kept talking about the past episodes kind of being builder or filler episodes, and this was the episode like we finally got that we've been waiting for, where we're like, okay, like you said, Megan, this is where this is headed. We got to get a little more in Alexis's head about where she's at with Ted, and where she's just at in life. And I thought that was like mind blowing to me. And oh my gosh, and there was just so many funny moments throughout this entire episode. So let's get right into it. One of the best moments was the bachelor party. We had an escape room. We started out the episode. They're planning the bachelor party. We had why is her name slipping from my head?
Who? Moira? Alexis.
Not Moira.
Alexis.
No.
Stevie.
Stevie, sorry, yeah. So we had Stevie in the beginning of the episode. She comes up with these funny shirts. I'm with stupid, I'm stupid. I love that. Saying 7-page bachelor party of my dreams email sent by David. Are we surprised at that?
No, not at all. David is typical David. What was it? He had a 7-page document that he sent. So he's lucky. He wanted something chic and elegant, and he gets customized appetizers and drinks at the Wobbly Elm. I'm trying to think, what are his drinks? Martinis, right? We've seen him drink before at the Wobbly Elm.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what he would be drinking. Probably a dirty martini.
Yeah. And I don't know if I've seen appetizers at the Wobbly Elm or any of the bars. So I guess it'd have to be like bar food.
Yeah, probably bar food, which I don't know if would be super excited about, but hopefully it's up to his standards. But the funniest moment for me is when we actually went. We saw how excited Patrick got about the escape room. I've personally never done an escape room before. Have you guys?
I have, and it gave me so much anxiety, but it was the most thrilling. It was a zombie apocalypse one where, it's like it's all these clues and riddles, like under the feather is the way to go when we fly above the seat below, and then you have
Yeah.
Interpret it as a group and everyone's like freaking out and trying to keep calm, but then
I
That's
know
funny.
this was, I've never personally done one, like I said, but I've heard from so many people how much fun they are.
yes, they're such a good group activity, especially, I mean, not right now with everything going on, but like it is a very fun group activity to do something just totally random, like, oh my gosh, like scientists, apocalypse, futuristic, something like zombies, vampires. It's really cool.
Yeah, it was super funny. Of course, there's so much going on. Of course, everybody is thinking about themselves. Everyone complaining. They're wanting to go to the bar. Johnny wants phone service because he's got to have an important call, which we'll get into later. What was it that Moira said whenever Patrick was like so excited? He's like, I used to do this with my family, and Moira said, have they passed?
Right.
Yes, because he's like, my family can't be here today. They couldn't be here today, so I'm so excited to do this with my other family. And Moira was like, oh no, have they passed?
That was a funny moment.
I just want to say that we're on our YouTube live chat right now, and I want to give a big shout out to Julia and to Mel. And I actually asked what their favorite parts were of the show. Julia said she loved when Alexis took over on the escape room, and I think we'll talk about that in a second. And Mel, I'm not finding right now, but the Tahitian dolphin cruise would have been a great alternative. I agree. To the escape room. I haven't done an escape room before, so it sounds fun, but it sounds hella stressful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very, very stressful. So finally we get into it. Again, I loved how excited Patrick was the entire time, like a little school kid, and then them just constantly yelling at each other throughout it. Moira, of course, just sitting down, not having anything to do with it. But we get to it, and Alexis solves the puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
Of course she does. Of course they threw this in, and she solved the puzzle.
And I want to say too, I love how when they walk in at first to the escape room, she's like, this is Galapagos themed. And David's like, I didn't know this. This is not planned. Ted is in the Galapagos. And she's probably like so triggered.
Yeah. She said, she said she's asking David, she's like, did I make a mistake? Is this a sign? And my inkling was, yeah, I think this might be a sign. What do you guys think? Or is it just a coincidence?
You know, are there really coincidences? I think there's things that manifest in life, and I think this was a manifestation of for Alexis. When we'll talk about her and the plant that Ted got her. So I think that there's meaning behind this.
Mm-hmm, definitely. What do you think, Megan?
Did we lose Megan?
We might have lost her. So we'll keep going. But yeah, I think it definitely was a sign. So so we end with the escape room, and should I go to? Let's go to what happened right at the end, Loren, when we saw David and Alexis having that final conversation there in the bar. Dive into that, Loren.
What I missed actually the first time I rewatched the episode right before we went on live. So I missed the whole thing with Alexis being sad about the plant that Ted gave her, that she couldn't take care of anything. And Alexis thinking it was time to be somewhere else. And then, we're at this bar, and Alexis is like, what, this is a sign that maybe it's time to be somewhere else. And I was like, oh my God, that was a big moment. Makes us wonder, will she be here through the end of the season, or are we setting up for a spin-off show?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, it was what she said was very poignant. She said it very beautifully. She's just saying, she's feeling like she's maybe a little too big to be stuck in this, the small plant, and that's time for maybe for her to spread her wings, which I think I actually had talked about in my predictions a little bit. I really thought that she really is going to want to spread her wings and get out of this small town, because that's who she is. As she said, she likes high pressure situations, everyone yelling at her. That's what she thrives in. So, but then that leads me to believe, would the Galapagos be that way? I don't know. So I'm still confused as to whether she actually will go to the Galapagos or she actually will like take some big job somewhere else.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's definitely to be determined on what's going to happen with Alexis. So, but I'm excited to see. I mean, this is like just my gears are turning now for exactly what's going to happen. So did y'all have any more thoughts on that, Megan?
I really, now as we're getting closer and closer towards the end of the season, I'm always praying for a positive shift in everyone's lives. And if Ted's going to come back, if Alexis is going to make a move that's going to help her get out of this funk. But I really, I don't know. I mean, I really hope that something happens where she just gets closure and she's just inspired by something. But my heart goes out to her because as a business owner myself and just as a girl dealing with, boy life things, I know exactly what it feels like when you're trying to stay motivated and inspired and doing your best and participating in life events, but you're just like heartbroken or you're just like dealing with, life.
Yeah, she's definitely going through it, as I'm sure, Megan, you've gone through it, and Loren, you've gone through it with really bad breakups. Megan's like, I'm currently going through it.
Right this very second.
Yeah, that feeling is not fun. She's definitely having to pick herself up, but again, it looks like she might have figured out, what's gonna happen, and hopefully she's on the up and up. But before we do get into our next topic, I just want to thank you guys for watching here with us. I mean, it's more than ever. We're here for you guys during this crazy time going on in the world right now. We're here for you. We're here to talk about your favorite shows. So I want to thank you guys. If you are listening on iTunes, make sure that you give us those 5 stars. And then if you're watching or listening on YouTube, give us those thumbs up. It really means a lot to us. And again, we love hearing from you guys, all of your feedback. You're what keep us alive. You're what keep us in the now. So we thank you guys. We love you. And we are here for you during this crazy Corona time.
Yes.
And we're all sending you all good vibes, positive thoughts. And just, I truly hope that everyone has access to just the things that will make them feel better and to all the health. And this time is just, I was literally in Texas like 24 hours ago. And then I got back to LA last night and I was like, oh, this is like really real. This is happening.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt too. I went out for the first time. I was in Louisiana and I went out for the first time, and it was like, it's crazy, but we all definitely need to be listening to the news and making sure we are staying in. And if we do have to go outside, we're making sure that we're protected, so that, because we never know what's going to happen. So there's our little PSA for everybody, I guess. But yeah, we just want everyone to stay safe, and we love you guys. So thank you. We love you from AfterBuzz TV. So I want to get into our next topic. So we have Moira. She's got a new job. She said, what was it when she was talking about who's in the cafe talking with Twyla and Ronnie about how Nicole Kidman was supposed to be a part of the project, and like this was going to be some big massive project. And they're like, that sounds like something you shouldn't have turned down. She's like, well, don't worry, I have a new job with Larry Airlines as a voiceover artist.
Yes. Talk about goals. That's what I hope to be doing. I mean, to be a voiceover for Larry Airline and Moira's voice too, hearing her just like Larry, just the enunciation and I want to hear that on the intercom in every plane I'm on.
Yeah, well, Larry Airline. Oh.
And then even more than that, how about when Alexis takes over and she tries to do a bad Moira? Oh my.
That whole scene was comedic. It was perfectly written because
It,
it was
it
just
was.
like, yeah, because when they're talking in the booth and the guys are like, we can hear you. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, and then they continue to talk about what they were talking about. So
Yeah. Now
like,
I've done voiceover before here in LA. I've done commercials and kung fu movies and cartoons for preschoolers and everything in between. And so there's always these weird, crazy things that happen. Even if you're in working in an office, or we're working in an office, you've got those weird managers that want weird things and changes. Same kind of thing. You're just behind a microphone and somebody's like, oh, do this instead of this. And they're like, what? Okay.
Well, they're like, hey, can you go like into the microphone?
Loren, what if you were the director and behind that glass and Moira kept changing everything and questioning everything? What would you have done?
I don't want to swear on Zoom, but I would have looked to my left or right, even if nobody was actually in the room, to be like, oh my gosh. Usually there's a glass partition, so it's not like you can hide. You can turn off the microphone so the person can't hear what you're saying, but still they can see if you're looking somewhere else, talking to somebody. And what's funny is, or not funny is, sometimes as a voice actor, if they turn off the microphone, you hear them talking or arguing and you think, oh God, I did something wrong. And then you find out later on, oh, they were just trying to figure out what they were going to order for lunch. It's happened before and it will always happen again. So you never know.
I was just, all I could think about was like, that girl, Moira would have been fired in a second. That was like a real
I know.
job.
I know.
It would have been like, and next. But yeah, no, that was definitely a moment. And then, well, we saw her say, basically saying this was kind of a low point for her. She didn't want to be doing stuff like this, and she got out of the situation. But I'm sure we've all had those jobs before.
Yeah.
But I was thinking to myself, I was like, voiceover pays good, girl. So that's gotta be a nice paycheck.
It could be, but
Fair though.
It's probably
Gary Airlines. I mean, Larry Air.
It's probably $150 in perpetuity worldwide forever and ever, and they can use your voice and create new computerized voices.
Yes. Well, also we saw something really cool happen. So we have Johnny Rose. We have a possible investor in the hotel, and Mr. Rose. It's so funny though. At the top, he says, we've got a call with an investor. He's getting Ronnie and Stevie, not Ronnie, but Roland and Stevie really excited. He's like, you should be excited about this. I just thought that whole scene was freaking hilarious. But he's like, I've called somebody. I'm waiting on a call back, making it a little bit bigger of a deal than it actually is. But what ended up happening at the end of the episode, then we see that Roland, of course, naturally, he messes up the name. Thought he said Ike Morrison and not Mike Morrison. So I was like, of course Roland would do that. So then we see Johnny calls him back frantically, a little bit too frantic on the voicemail, but we finally see at the end that when he gets out of the escape room, he finally gets service on his phone. He gets a voicemail after listening to those other voicemails that were Mike Morrison loves the idea, and they have a meeting, and he wants to have a meeting to franchise the Rosebud Motel. This is big. What do you guys think? Megan, what do you think?
I am freaking out because this is like the light at the end of the tunnel, the mirage in the desert. We've all been all along hoping for, that like rainbow after the rain of just like, we hope that there's going to be a big break. This is huge because if this happens and this guy invests money in the Rosebud Motel, I mean, this could be their like kind of not like a ticket out of this situation, but they could fully just go like get all of the money back and go exactly back to how they were living before Schitt's. I mean, like before all this happened. But it's crazy to think, with all the lessons that they've learned, would they really, if they had a chance, they could get the same amount of money back, the same house, all the cars, all the everything. would they still feel the same way? Like, would they go back to their old way? Just, or would they stick to the maturity and what they've learned and just their open-mindedness about life?
I think they would definitely stick to what they've learned.
Yeah.
Because they've grown so much as individuals, as we have constantly said throughout the season. But yeah, I agree with you. This definitely was the light at the end of the tunnel and a way into seeing how, you know, I'm not sure with like franchising where exactly if you could live anywhere or like that. So I'm not sure if they could, you know, live in New York and still franchise the Rosebud, but you know, this might be where this is where they stay in Schitt's Creek and,
Yeah.
you know, able to make, you know, a lot of money. I don't know. Lauren, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I'm looking at the chat, and Julia says, you know, Johnny is a sweetheart, which I think I really love seeing him become successful. And I still love how much he was excited with Stevie in the last episode, and I think he's growing. So I'm less worried about where they're going to go, but just more happy that people's stories are turning to successes. We know it's going to be a success. How it's going to end, it's just a matter of how, you know, they wrote the ending. But I love it.
Yeah, no, we'll save some more stuff for predictions. But do y'all have any other thoughts on the episode? Anything that like stood out to you, or any other comments that you had?
Not for me. I got some news that I'm excited to share.
Well, then let's go ahead and do that. Let's get that news and gossip, Loren Kling.
Ooh, okay. So since we don't have actual news music, I'm gonna try to do the Schitt's Creek theme song. All right, here we go. All right, there we go. And here's news. All right, so on the Schitt's Creek fans Shoot the Shit Facebook group, somebody named Gina Marie shared today that she works in clinical research, infectious diseases, and vaccines. She says if you need some exercise or you want to commiserate with her, ask questions, she's more than happy to do that. I love how communities are coming together, and I love how we can bond over our favorite TV shows and meet and talk with other people who kind of know our escapes, which is Schitt's Creek. So I love that. So thank you, Gina Marie. And also, Out Magazine and a lot of other outlets reporting that Schitt's Creek is releasing a documentary. So on April 7th, that's when the last episode airs. Immediately afterwards is a documentary called Best Wishes, Warmest Regards, a Schitt's Creek Farewell. The special includes special includes behind the scenes footage, commentary by David Levy and the team on special moments. It'll air on Pop TV, Comedy Central, Logo. I believe it's on CBN, the Canadian Broadcasting Network, as well. They're going to talk about wardrobe fittings, show the final table read, audition tapes, and interviews with celebrity superfans like Paula Abdul, Amy Sedaris, Johnny Weir, Megan Gallagher, and Rachel Swindler and Loren Kling. We should be on there. They have not called us. So for now, we'll have to figure out what we're going to do with our after show, because I think we would all certainly love to be able to watch this special.
Yeah.
Yes. Are you kidding? That sounds so cool.
It does sound cool. So that is the news.
That's awesome. When is that supposed to air?
That is April 7th, immediately following the 9 p.m. showing of the last episode. This is week 11, so we've got 3 more episodes to go. That's it, 3.
Gosh.
That's so crazy.
I know. No, don't end. It's so bad. All right. Well, I want to get right into our special segment, Senior Superlatives with Megan Gallagher.
Woo woo.
All right, y'all. So, Senior Superlatives for this episode. So, we can all say our own opinion. There's no right or wrong answer. This is just what we feel, and you all listening and tuning in from home, just what comes first to your mind when you think of like a high school scene and who would win most likely to. So First one is most likely to break a world record.
Break a world record.
I'm thinking Roland right off the bat.
Yeah.
It would be something with like a tractor or cutting shears when you're shearing like plants. I don't know why, just something ridiculous like that. Rachel?
Most likely to break a world record. Oh man, I'm going blank on this one. Maybe Johnny, because he's, I don't know, super gun-ho. I'm gonna go with that. That's my answer.
Yeah, okay. All right.
So next one is most likely to win the lottery.
I'm gonna go with Ronnie. Because I think that every time she comes on the screen, she always has something witty, funny to say. And also she seems like the type of person where luck would, like, things just seem to fall in her lap, like good stuff. So I'm going to go with Ronnie.
I was thinking Twyla, just because something would be that would be a story that would turn wrong for some reason.
Yeah.
Yes, I also agree, Rachel. I think Ronnie, I think just her personality, I'm like, that girl is she's just so cool.
Yeah, no, she's like super cool. Like everything always, like, remember the episode where they were doing, they're like being comedians. They were poking fun. Yeah, and she went up there and she like was freaking phenomenal. And everybody was like, what? So that's why I picked her.
Oh my gosh. And last but not least, who would be most likely to become the world's worst driver?
Alexis.
Yes, I agree.
Moira.
Okay, that one's too.
Moira in a few years, Moira.
Yeah, probably. I agree, both of those. I mean, they're in the same, family tree.
Yeah.
So. All right.
Yes, that is all for special segment for today.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Megan. That was fun. Well, let's get right into our AfterBuzz predictions. I'll start with Megan this time.
Ooh, I think that with the possible investors for Rosebud Motels, I think that they're going to get a lot of money, and I think it's going to shock everyone. And I think there's going to be a huge shift with like the dynamic and the energy. And I really feel they're just going to get so much money that they're not even going to know like what to do with it.
What do you think, Loren?
You know what? I think how wonderful that idea is, but I keep going back to the fact that this is a comedy show and there's always these comedic moments. So we may end up that way, but I feel like something's going to happen. Roland might screw something up, and he may bow out. He and Jocelyn may bow out for some reason. Maybe turn the Schitt property into an Airbnb or something.
I like that idea. That's really
okay. Okay, thinking outside the box. I like that.
Yeah.
I think it's going to end. I feel like it's going to end on a high note. I feel like this investment is going to go through. I feel it might go through a little bit of a roller coaster to get there, but I think it in the end is going to go through. Maybe it's not with Mike Morrison, but it might be with somebody else. But I think it's probably going to be with him. But I don't know. Again, predictions. So I think if, we'll go with him. I am unsure of where Alexis is going to go, because she keeps talking about how, being in high pressure situations, like I said, or what she thrives in. So maybe she gets a job with, where Ted's working, and she's able to be put in that position where she's doing that. I'm not sure. It definitely hinted that she was definitely missing him in this episode. So I'll just predict that she goes to the Galapagos. I don't know.
Could you see her though going to like New York and just going off on her own?
See, that's my other thought, is that she goes to a big city. So, I don't know yet. I don't know. We'll see.
All right.
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys so much for being here with us. I'm glad that we were still able to reach out to all of our little shits and talk about Schitt's Creek. So, Loren, let everybody know where they can find you on social media.
You can find me at home and on Instagram at Loren Kling, LorenKling.
Yes. And you can find me on Instagram at Megan W. Gallagher, and Twitter is at mgallagher125.
And guys, you can find me on Twitter at Rachel Swin or on Instagram at Rachel Swindler. And you can also find me at home. So thank you guys so much for being here with us. We love you. Remember to stay safe. Wear gloves or masks if you go out. Cover up if you sneeze or cough. But stay safe out there. We love you. AfterBuzz loves you. And see you next time, you little shit.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.